Welcome, everyone. This is Craig Horsley of the Hidden Cabaret. We're located at 707 8th Avenue, and we're in a new cabaret space. So we're hosting a show on January 20th. It's called Blue Wave 2020, and one of the special guests at the event is Nakenji. Nakenji has had a wonderful career. I have seen her perform, and I want to introduce you.
Hi, I'm Nakenji.
Hiya.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's great to see you. Now, I'm just bowled over by your career. So you have 8 different styles of singing.
Yes, 8 different styles or more. Yes.
But you were the first opera singer to win the Lena Horne Award.
I was the first opera singer. Wow, yes, and that was in high school. That was one of my very first competitions I competed in. And in high school, I did a lot of competitions simply because, these competitions give me scholarship money for
Right.
college. And so Lena Horne vocal competition was the very first one that I did. And there were a number of others like the Teen Prize competition and ASCAP Leland's Dollar. But I got a chance to meet Lena Horne.
Oh my God.
And I mean, she was just as graceful and sweet as she is on the screen and off screen.
I mean, totally regal woman.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
Everything about her voice, her
Dripping
stature.
regalness. Yes, dripping, yes. I was like, as a high schooler, I was like, but yeah, and seeing her, because obviously these competitions have several stages, like preliminaries and semifinals and finals and all that stuff, and to be, at the finals and
Wow.
seeing her right there judging and sitting there in front of me was quite a treat. Nerve-wracking, of course, but also inspiring to have a legend in front of me and someone that I idolize, and then that just kind of gave me a little extra
Right.
of a boost to really want to do my very, very best. And so I was very, very happy to have won that competition.
And not only have you met a legend, you've performed with a legend. You did
Yes.
Sondheim.
Sondheim on Sondheim.
With Barbara
Oh
Cook,
my God.
Norm Lewis,
Norm
and Vanessa Williams.
Vanessa Williams, Tom Wopat.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, James Lapine was directing.
Right.
We got a chance to, really work together with Stephen, and he is like amazing. I mean, Sondheim is amazing. I can't say anything, less than the fact that he's brilliant. But also so graceful. He would actually type little note cards and leave them at the stage door for me.
Wow.
With thank you for doing this, or I saw this before. I mean, just a graceful, humble individual when you know him personally. And so that was my very first Broadway show,
Right.
and making my debut at Studio 54, and in that production in a small cast, working with Stephen Sondheim and the legend Barbara Cook.
Right.
And bless her heart, rest in peace. She was just a delight, a real delight to work with. She was so professional. I remember she never missed a show. There was one show she was scheduled to miss because her son was having surgery and she wanted to be there.
Right.
But out of that entire run, never once did this woman miss a show. There were times when she might have been under the flu or whatever. She was having pains with her legs. That theater, Studio 54, I'm telling you, Roundabout Theater is amazing. They
Yes.
made a ramp for her. They had an electric chair to go up to her dressing room. They changed that entire theater to accommodate Barbara Cook. Of course, it's Barbara
Yeah,
Cook.
Barbara Cook.
It's Barbara Cook. But this woman was there was times when she'd be in so much pain, and she'd be on the side of the stage. No one would see this, except us, behind stage. And she would be in tears on a cane, and then she'd put her cane to the side, she'd wipe her tears, and she'd walk on stage
Wow.
and perform. And I was like,
Yeah, that's amazing.
This is my first Broadway show, and to see this legend at work and see the commitment that this woman put to her art, and making sure that everyone who was coming to see her really got 250% of her
Exactly.
show. It was I mean, I've been a changed artist since
And
then.
I saw that show. I also saw her when she did the show with Elaine Stritch, the two different legends together of very different types of songs
Absolutely.
and personalities.
Yes.
And not only have you met these legends, you played Mary Wells.
Yes,
in Motown?
I got a chance to originate Mary Wells in Motown. You know, the nothing you can say could tear me away from my God. You know, I got the chance to do that 8 shows a week. It was an absolute pleasure. Another legend that I got a chance to meet was Aretha Franklin.
Oh, wow.
She was very good friends with Mary Wells, and she personally came backstage to talk to me and sent me flowers backstage and invited the cast to celebrate her birthday. I mean, like, we really got a chance to spend time with this Queen of Soul, and, you know, may she rest in peace, but it was just, it was an honor to be able to be in the same room with that woman, you know, and to hear stories about her and Mary Wells during the Motown days. So it was.
I'm just excited to be 2 degrees of separation from these people now. Now that I'm talking to you, I was like,
Franklin,
thank
you. Yes.
So I'm going to talk about what you have in the future, but let's just talk now about the show on January 20th.
Absolutely, yes.
So we're having a benefit. It's called Blue Wave 2020, the voting rights, and there are going to be 16 different singers there.
Yes.
You're one of the 16.
Yes.
How did you get involved with this show?
Well, you know, my good friend Don DeRoe had reached out to me and told me about this show and what it was representing and what it was benefiting about voting rights and the suppression of voting rights and making sure that everyone really has full access to their rights and making sure that they can vote. And I just fell in love with that whole concept. The fact that it's on Martin Luther King Day was also a big sell to me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that is a day that, for me, MLK Day is a day to remember the struggles of everyone who, the shoulders that we stand on now, and to continue to fight for those rights, fight for, you know, every right that we've fought for all these years and still fighting for, you know, which is why we're doing this benefit. But, you know, I think it's perfect to be on the Martin Luther King Day. And that's how I got connected to the concert through Don DeRoe, who is also one of the performers.
Right.
And Don and I have known each other since college days, and we've still been great friends. And so
I'm not going to ask you what you're going to sing, but since you have 8 different styles, can I get a hint on what style you think you're going to be singing in?
Ooh, it's probably going to be a little more on the R&B pop gospel. Yes, which I just named 3 genres right there. But yes, there's going to be a little mix of some legit in there too. So the song that I'm doing kind of lends itself to playing around with it. So
Great.
I definitely play around with it.
And I know this is going to be cheesy, but I'm just going to show the postcard to the audience so that they can see what the show is.
Yes.
It's January 20th at the Hidden Cabaret, 7 p.m. And I'm turning it over just to show you all the 16 people that are in this. Yeah. And there she is. So, okay, so now, looking forward,
Caroline with Change. I'm so excited about that. I am cast in the role of the Moon. Super excited about this production. It's a Broadway revival being done at Studio 54, which is where I made my home. I made my Broadway debut there, so it kind of has like some nostalgia for me. And it was revived last year at West End. It got a number of Olivier awards and nominations, and they're transferring it over to Broadway. And so a couple of the performers from the London production are transferring with it, and then I'm one of the locals.
Oh, great.
And there's an amazing cast of singers that are going to be a part of the show. So really, really excited about this new look and take that they're going to have on this production.
And you're no stranger to the West End either. You've performed at the West End too.
I have. Yeah, The Genius of Ray Charles.
Yes.
Yes, the Haymarket Theatre, which was a beautiful theater, and I love London, so I have no problem going back to London. When they want to call me up, I'm here.
So Lena Horne and Ray Charles and
Yes.
Mary Wells.
Yes.
And what about Dorothy Dandridge? Tell me about this.
Yes. Here's the thing. I was working with very closely with Barry Gordy on the Motown the musical. Developing Mary Wells and just seeing how the process of how the script was being worked on and all the different stages that we went through, and he's also a mentor of mine, and I realized that with Motown was telling our story. It was Barry Gordy's story,
Right.
Motown's story, but Motown is our story. It's not just my story; it's your story too. Like Motown music just transcended like
Every age,
every race,
culture,
every culture,
country.
every country. You know what I mean? And I wasn't seeing enough of our story being told. And I've been a huge fan of Dorothy Dandridge, and I'm a fan of Billie Holiday and Sarah Vaughan, and I was just kind of disappointed to see that no one has done a show on Dorothy Dandridge yet. There's the HBO movie that Holly Berry did, and
Right.
she's a huge fan of Dorothy Dandridge, and she wanted to make sure people knew who she was through her lens and being able to put it on HBO. But there's still much more about this legend that we don't know, and she is our history.
Right.
She is she was our American Hollywood star
Yes.
that transcended so many barriers during her time, as well as being an international star and loved in the world. And so I thought that, well, if no one's going to make a story of Dorothy Dandridge, then I might as well do it myself.
Right.
And so I created this concept of wanting to put together a Broadway-bound musical on celebrating her life and her struggles. And there's so many things in her journey that's very parallel to things that are still currently happening
Exactly.
in 2020. And we have Tamara Tooney who's directing it.
Oh, wow.
Yes, she's amazing. She's brilliant. And I thought it was appropriate to have a strong Black woman to direct a show that is honoring a legacy like Dorothy Dandridge. And so I'm the producer of it, creator of it, and also playing Dorothy Dandridge.
Wonderful.
And and so we have some original music as well as music that she performed. She was the first Black to perform at the Waldorf Astoria, and she did a lot of Cole Porter and Gershwin, and it's fascinating, her journey, and I'm really excited to get people to know more about her.
Right. Once you finish playing the moon, you can now play Dorothy. You can reach
Yes.
the stars.
Exactly. Oh wow, I like that line. I'm gonna steal that.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
So one more thing that I want to ask you about is
Yes.
this new CD that you're coming up with.
Yes, I'm coming out with a single and going into the studio actually on Saturday, and working with an amazing team. And so it should, by the time we record it and package and all that stuff, the video too. The concept of the video is an outdoors concept, so we have to wait until the weather's
Right,
a little bit warmer. And we want it to take place in Harlem, and we want it to have, kind of like April, May, where like you can see the colors and, from that time. And so with that said, it'll be coming out probably most likely during the summertime. I'll still be doing Carolina
Sure.
Dreams during the time when it releases, but very, very excited about that and tapping into that area.
This is exciting. So basically, you've done Sondheim, you've done Broadway, the West End.
Yes.
I know you've done 150 solo concerts too.
Yes, I did when I was in college.
Yeah.
Starting from college, I was doing recital tours when I was at Juilliard. Juilliard was amazing too. They have these like 2-week release for artists, so that although we're still studying, we are able to perform because that's what they're training us to be performers, not to be sitting in classrooms. So I would do these concerts all around the U.S. and then, of course, once I graduated, I was doing concerts outside of the U.S. But yeah, I would do these recitals and incorporate the different genres, have classical music and jazz and musical theater and all the genres that I love to do. And I kind of feel like I wouldn't be complete if I wasn't able to cross those different genres.
So once the CD comes out, and this is the first time you're playing at the Hidden Cabaret on January 20th.
It
so
is.
I think it's going to have to happen that once the CD comes out, you do a solo show at the Hidden Cabaret.
It sounds like I should, right?
It's going to be it's a really great space.
I can't wait. I've heard so many wonderful things about it. So we're all a lot of, I think it's kind of be the first time for a lot of the other artists as well. So we're all very excited.
And I'm very excited to see you.
Yes,
and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you all for watching us. And come see Nkenji on January 20th, 7 p.m., the Hidden Cabaret, 707 8th Avenue. It's between 44th and 45th Street. And doors open at 6 o'clock. Food is great. Beverages are served. And it's supporting a wonderful purpose, getting the vote out and fighting voter suppression.
Yes.
I am so thrilled to have finally met you. I've seen you before on the stage, but to actually sit next to you is just a real honor.
Thank you. Well, it's a pleasure.
Thank you so much, and thank you all.
See you on Monday, January 20th.
Great. See you later.